All right, so you were supposed to see this demo in class today, but our globe did not arrive in time, so we're going to watch it now. It won't be very long. I'm just going to repeat a couple things that I said in class, and then we'll get started on the quick demo. So here's the globe. It represents the Earth. We have a marker, which you guys already said represents the wind, and we talked about how here at the equator, which is this black line, wind moves up because it's hot air, so it rises. And then down here, up here at the poles, the two poles, the cold air moves to replace that air on the Earth. And then that air that was up here goes up to the equator. And that keeps happening because then the air gets cold up here, it sinks down to the equator, it gets hot again, it rises, keeps going in that circle. Same thing down here, poles to equator, rises, back to the pole, over and over again, okay? So I'm going to represent that with this marker, and that was step 1. But remember, the Earth is spinning, right? So the Earth is spinning while I represent this. So that is another additional, I'm having a hard time spinning straight. Okay, it's another additional thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it, and this will be our second step, which tells us the actual direction of the wind. So I'm going to draw straight down towards the equator. Okay, so let's see what happens. All right, so I drew straight up from the bottom towards the equator and then down from the top towards the equator because that's where our wind is moving, towards the equator. So if you can tell, it did not go straight towards the equator even though I drew straight up because the Earth is spinning. It headed a little bit or a lot east, okay? And the same with the top. So if we keep drawing, we keep extending this line this way, it will just make it easier to see that wind from both directions is coming up but traveling east, okay, in the east direction as it goes towards the equator. So that is the second step to the Coriolis effect, that wind travels towards the equator, but it also travels in the eastern direction usually.